Hello again. Winter has come to Norway, which means more waves and ski conditions. So it is very nice to have the opportunity to put a ski rack on my car. I got this Thule rack basically when I got the car. It's worked brilliantly for skis and surfboards and stuff. But there is one problem with it. And as you can see, it's a lot lower in the rear than the front. So I measured and it's about 4.5 centimeters lower to get it even in the back, which means that skis work fine. On surfboards I put a bit of foam on top before I start the surfboard, so then you get it perfectly even, so then it works fine. But with cargo boxes, ski boxes and stuff, then it doesn't really work really well, or well, yeah, I wouldn't do it basically. So I got a package in the mail. Inside here is the original Porsche 996/997 roof rack. So now I'm gonna test if it's actually even and see if I can actually use it on ski boxes and everything. I've had searches on around the internet for these for quite a few years actually, but they're not super easy to come across, and I didn't want to spend the money to buy it new when I don't really use it that often. So I was kind of lucky to come across one for sale here in Norway. This seller did a very good job packaging. Had all the original equipment and the bars. I'll just unpack them and put them on the car to see. Alright, everything is unpacked now. So I got all the parts and instructions here. So now I'll just show you easily how I can, or how you can mount this. First, you need to open these flaps and remove these dummy bolts, which are made out of plastic. I think the main reason they're here is to prevent water coming in and rust happening. Then there are 4 different kind of soft rubber pieces. 2 are slightly smaller and those go in the front. Just lay them on top like this with the hatch opening here and the arrow pointing forwards, and then the adapters just slot into here. Then you do the same in the back with the thicker pads. All the 4 adapters are in place. So now it's time to put the racks on. You attach them. If they're locked, you just unflip this and unlock it. Then you pull this piece out, and then there's a hole that you stick the Umbraco tool through, and then the key or bolt is right here to attach it. Then you can just shove it in and lock it in place. Same with the back. But the bolt here is at the very bottom of this, so it's kind of fiddly to get through. But now everything is attached. And it looks definitely a lot different than the Thule one. You can see that it's a lot higher. So it's going to be interesting to measure now and see if it's actually even. This one is almost perfectly even. It's 0.5 centimeters lower in the back. So I don't know if that's any kind of standard, but it's definitely different than the 4.5 centimeters on the Thule rack. So this is definitely the one you should use if you want a cargo box, ski box on the roof. And anything big for that matter, that catches a lot of air. So to sum up the comparison, I think the Thule rack maybe feels a little bit more solid. The Porsche rack feels a little bit more flimsy in places. But once you have it in place, they're both nice and solid. And the installation is, I would say, a little bit quicker and easier on the Thule rack. I have another video of that, so you can check that out if you're interested in Thule. And for carrying skis and smaller things, I think I would recommend the Thule. It's quicker, easier and faster and a lot cheaper. But if you want to put roof tents, cargo boxes and bigger stuff on where the aero is more important, the OEM rack is definitely the way to go. So for me, that's the most important. So I will sell the Thule rack and then continue to use this one. I can actually see that this rubber pieces here has cracked in many places, and one place is missing here. So I'm gonna see if it's possible to get the replacement from, maybe even from Thule, because I think they might be manufactured by Thule. Maybe the Thule ones will fit. But besides that, they look very good, and I'm very happy about this purchase. Hello again. I've done some research now about these broken rubber pieces on the roof rack, and I found out that Thule does in fact have replacement parts that fit. You can get these from the WingBar, but they cost like $40 for one piece, and you have to have one piece for this and one piece for this. Or you can get what I did, which is the Thule 50834, which is this thing, which is one piece that costs $10. That's big enough to fit both the front and the rear. So I've now added the Thule replacement part on the rear, and you can see it fits perfect. And this is the comparison to the front. If you compare the different pieces, you can see that the WingBar is a little bit lower and it has like a structure on top, while this piece that I got does not have a structure on top, and it's much lower. This one I got is a little more rubbery, so it doesn't slide as good well back and forwards, but it's very easy to just push it down into the groove. For $10, I think this has been a great find. I've done some comparison between the two roof racks now, and I put them next to each other so it's easy for you to see the difference. The pros with the Thule ones is that it's lower. I think they look better on the car, and they are completely silent. The negative is that the back is not the correct height, so if you're gonna put surfboard and stuff on, you have to put something in between so it's even, and you can't really put cargo boxes on. The good thing about the OEM ones is that they fit the car good. They look taller and more clunky, so I don't think they look as good as the Thule ones, but still they match the car good. And you can put everything on them since they're the correct even height. You can put cargo boxes and surfboards and everything on them without thinking about it. The negative is that they definitely do make a lot more noise than the Thule ones. The Thule are completely silent, but these make noise. There's very rarely that you can't hear them if you drive over like 80 kilometers per hour. but it depends on the wind direction and stuff, how loud they are. But it's definitely something to consider if you don't need them to be completely even. So to sum it up, there's not really one brand that's better than the other. The Thule has some pros and cons, and the Porsche has some pros and cons. It depends on what you're after. So it's cool that Porsche has an option, so you can use the car for more fun adventures. And I hope this video makes it easy for you to pick the correct one. See you later.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.